All right, good morning, everybody. It's Thursday morning, January 16th, so I'm running late. I got a billion excuses. You're getting ugly, Dave. You guys ever worn a hat just because you're ugly? Well, that's today for me. I had Comcast in the garage this morning and had to fill the deer feeder, so how about that? A lot of excuses, but it's a good lesson learned. It's still late, no matter how good the excuses are. So let's see, we'll jump right into it today. Let's jump right into Daily Reflections for Highly Effective People from Stephen Covey. And for January 16th, he writes, "The inside-out approach to personal and interpersonal effectiveness means to start first with self. Even more fundamentally, to start with the most inside part of self, with your paradigms, your character, and your motives." The inside-out approach says that private victories precede public victories, that making and keeping promises to ourselves precedes making and keeping promises to others. It says it is futile to put personality ahead of character, to try to improve relationships with others before improving ourselves. Inside out is a process, a continuing process of renewal based on the natural laws that govern human growth and progress. It's an upward spiral of growth that leads to progressively higher forms of responsible independence and effective interdependence. So this is a pretty key one for me, and it's one of those fundamental ones that sticks with me throughout the year. So this concept of inside out, fix myself before I try to fix what you see, fix what I think and feel and how I react to it in here and in here before I come out to you, and certainly to do that before I have any input into how to help you or fix you. Right? Lots of times we're really good at seeing and fixing other people, or trying to, or pointing it out, or being helpful. Those helpful little things that husbands like to throw out at the wife. That lost cause of wives trying to fix husbands and kind of things like that. So this is really fundamental and really takes us throughout the whole year, and that is inside victories, inside changes, inside improvements, and then let that become visible outside. Trust me, I found in my life as I've changed and fixed things and improved things in here, people have noticed it out there. So work inside first. The other concept is it's a process. It's an ever increasing, ever improving process of progress and growth. It never changes. It never stops. You never reach the destination. And I don't know if that's exciting for you or if that is really depressing, but it's something that you'll have to internalize, is that you can go through this book every day, every year for 5 years, and you still learn things and you still improve things. So, kind of get good with that, and I think you'll be okay. And the last one is this concept of independence versus interdependence. And he talks about this later on through the year, but there's really three phases: dependence, independence, and interdependence. And what the book is really trying to do right now is get you good to be independent. So you're not dependent on what other people say. You're not dependent on how other people behave. You're not dependent on how other people treat you or react to you. That you become an independent soul who can manage your own responses to how the world, or what the world presents to you. So this whole thing is about moving away from dependence, and most of us are dependent. Some of us much more so than others on other people, to independence, and then eventually the process of becoming interdependent, meaning two very independent and strong souls come together and become interdependent on each other. Enough of that for now. Let's move on to the next reading. Our second reading comes to us from Napoleon Hill's Positive Action Plan. Remember, we're in the 31 days of January traits of character. All 31 entries are about our character. And for January 16th, he writes, "Attend well to your character, and your reputation will look out for itself." Most of us at one time or another have been misunderstood by those who are important to us. They thought we planned to take an action they disliked, when in truth our intentions were to proceed in an entirely different direction. Such misunderstandings are usually quickly righted and life goes on. The same is true with character and reputation. If your reputation is for some reason misaligned with your character, it will soon quickly right itself when others discover for themselves that you are not at all the kind of person they had assumed you were. If your foundation is strong, you never need to be concerned about such misunderstandings. Others will learn soon enough what kind of person you really are. Spend your time and energy in constant self-inspection and self-improvement, building strong character, and you will never have to worry about what others think of you. So several times throughout the year, I find it completely amazing how aligned these two books are. And in fact, I'm not entirely sure Stephen Covey wasn't a big fan of Napoleon Hill and maybe, linked them up. I don't really know. I can't say. I don't know either guy. So, but it's amazing to me that both write so well about character at the beginning of the year, and that it's really the character you have to attack, and it's the character you have to attack first. And worry about yourself, worry about your behavior, worry about your responses, worry about your development. Stop worrying about what other people think of you and the reputation you have out in the world. I think Napoleon Hill's point is dead on for me, and that was stop worrying about what other people think about you. Worry about what you think of you and know why you think it, and improve that. Improve what you think of yourself by how you act and talk and behave and treat others. And do it consistently day after day in every situation thrown at you, and your reputation will change. You can't change your reputation. People get to assume, people get to decide what your reputation is. You don't. You can only decide how you behave or how we are. How about that? Try to keep the light out of the window, but try to, wow, I totally lost my place. All right, let's do a little window shade recovery here. Again, you don't get to decide where your reputation is. Everybody out there gets to decide where your reputation is, and they may not even agree, but you don't get to make that call. You just have to decide how you're going to behave, and then others will interpret that and create your reputation from it. So don't worry about it. All right, this morning I've got another example of Seth Godin being great, so I'm just going to read it to you. Confusing hunger and thirst. If you find yourself stranded in the desert with nothing but an endless supply of chips, you're going to die within a week. The same thing could happen to you if you had nothing but water to live on. Hunger and thirst are similar, easily confused, but very different. Our culture of corporate consumption tries to persuade us that being hungry is all we need. Hungry to earn more, buy more, save more, spend more. It celebrates the hustler who doesn't know how to stop, asserting that this person is getting all the fancy prizes because they're contributing so much. Status is awarded to the unsated, hungry person. But they might still be thirsty for meaning and connection, thirsty for satisfaction of creating beauty. More hustle won't satisfy those needs. So this one hurts a little bit because I was a hustler. I hustled. For 30 years, I came out of school in '86, pretty much hustled until January last year. And so I was the buy more, save more, have more, do more, be more. But I was struggling for connection. And so just be careful of that. Struggling for connection with my son, Sean, and my daughter, Lauren, and my wife, Anne Marie, and my extended family and my friends. I had to let a lot of friendships go over the years. And now, over the last year or so, I've really tried to do that, reconnect. So I guess I was feeding my hunger for a long time, and now the last year I've been trying to satiate my thirst, not try to say it. Anyway, just be careful. If you're hungry for more, make sure you're also doing the connection side, and you're not becoming an island of yourself or an island of two people. That's really a little bit longer today, but there were 3 great entries today. Today's a bit of a milepost for us. Just 3 really good entries, good foundational moments that will, if you really take them to heart and pay attention to them, will set the stage and lay a good foundation for the year. Hope that's it. Have a great Thursday. It's what time is it? It's 11:20. So by the time I get this up, it might still be morning. So have a great Thursday morning. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Bye.